Hi, folks. My name is Andrew Lawrence. I'm a coach with Vital Signs Wellness. If you're watching this video, you probably know me. You may not. At the end of the day, I'd love for this video to make it far and wide because I think the information contained in here is really, really helpful and can really help people understand and become successful at radically changing their health and maintaining their health gains over a very long period of time. This is going to be a four-part presentation. This will just be part one. And we're calling it kind of the phases of dieting. And this video is in response to what we've developed as our kind of clinical philosophy around helping people lose fat, gain muscle, and maintain the fat loss that they've established. Because if you're like most people, sometimes you've had maybe success at losing weight, but you maybe didn't have success at keeping all that weight off. Without anything else, let's go ahead and dive in. So what I'd like to show you is, again, this is going to be called the phases of dieting. How to reverse disease, reclaim your health, and end yo-yo dieting forever. If you know me, you know I'm on a mission to end yo-yo dieting. This isn't just about yo-yo dieting, but that's something that'll be very relevant in this. So warm up before you get into the game. You gotta prepare and get your mind or your body warmed up. So what exactly is the problem? There are lots of people and lots of programs that help us lose weight. At Vital Signs, I work primarily with people who have already been through a lot of other programs. Noom is a new one, but Weight Watchers has been around forever. We've done calorie counting. A vegan diet, everybody's got a friend who went vegan or vegetarian and had some success. And then even more recently, we've even seen people going on a carnivore diet, which is all meat. So it's sort of like the reverse vegan diet. However, this will probably resonate with you even if you haven't seen this study. According to a recent study, more than 90% of people who lose weight gain that weight back even within a year. So what do we do? Does that mean weight loss is impossible? Should we give up? Should we just kind of say, well, it's unlikely that I'm going to be the 10%. This is where I'm stuck. I don't think that's true, but we're going to get into the details of that here soon. So how do you lose weight? Let's just establish a really basic framework and premise for what is weight loss. Weight loss is achieved by eating fewer calories than your body is burning. And we call this a calorie or a caloric deficit, or even sometimes just a deficit. So your metabolism is all of the reactions in your body. So building your muscles, building your bones, making your brain work, walking to the store, the energy that you expend to just thinking, writing, moving your hands like this, all that's metabolism. So weight loss is actually a decently simple formula, metabolism plus or minus food. If you're eating more food than the energy and reactions being expended by your body, you're going to gain weight. If you're eating less food, you're going to lose weight. However, this is not helpful advice. And if you've tried to apply this, many people have heard the advice, hey, if you want to lose weight, just, the formula is really simple. It's just metabolism and food. Just eat less and move more. However, that never works for people. And, never is a strong word, but it usually doesn't work for people more than a few weeks or sometimes a few months. And then the advice doesn't work anymore. I frequently work with people who are moving all the time, 5, 6, 7 days a week, and who are eating very, very little. And they're not able to lose weight. So why doesn't eat less, move more actually work? Well, there's two primary reasons. The first is if you have an underlying metabolic disease, your body's going to have a hard time losing fat. And if I say metabolic disease, that you may say, well, I probably don't have metabolic disease. The reality is at least 2/3 of adult Americans have some form of underlying metabolic disease that is going to make the formula of metabolism plus minus food a lot more complicated. And we're going to talk about the specifics of that soon. The second reason why eat less, move more doesn't always work in the long term is that our metabolisms are always adapting. If you're losing weight, your metabolism is actually slowing down. So you could lose 60 pounds, but now your metabolism is moving almost 60 pounds slower, which doesn't really allow you to continue to lose weight. So again, is it impossible to lose? Say you're someone that wants to lose 100 pounds. Is it going to be impossible for you to lose 100 pounds? No, but it's going to be very challenging for you to lose 100 pounds if you just eat less and move more. So what's the solution? Our solution that we've kind of seen other people apply in different ways, and we think we bring a unique perspective to it is, the first thing is if you have an underlying metabolic disease, you've got to reverse it, and it's possible. There's actually a lot of work we've got to do to prepare your body and to prepare your metabolism before we even get into weight loss. Number two, we have to include periods of rebuilding your metabolism. As you lose weight, your metabolism is going to chronically slow down. We've got to find ways to actually speed up your metabolism. We've got to have sort of seasons where we actually speed up your metabolism, hopefully without you gaining weight or without you gaining too much weight. So the solution is what we call the four phases of dieting, or you could even call it the four seasons of dieting. So the first phase is disease reversal. The second phase is a reverse diet. The third phase is dieting. And the fourth phase is recovery. And each of these videos is going to have its own presentation. This first video is going to be primarily on the disease reversal phase. So phase one, disease reversal. What do I mean when I say disease reversal? I hope to clarify that here pretty soon. So who is a candidate to go into a disease reversal phase? People who demonstrate significant insulin resistance, diabetes, or other metabolic diseases like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, even just to a certain extent, weight gain, and then heart disease if you've got blockages in your arteries or any kind. And again, I've rattled off a number of things there that are just kind of in a big bucket, but 2/3 of Americans have one or more of those risk factors. So how do we accomplish the disease reversal phase? For most people, you're going to reverse your insulin resistance by entering into what we call a ketogenic intervention. And a ketogenic intervention is the radical restriction of carbs in your diet. And again, this is a phase. This does not have to be the rest of your life. Sometimes, the ketogenic diet has sort of been a fad diet over the last couple of years. And I think there's a lot of merits to it. There's been a lot of great stories to come out of this. It's been sort of a movement that's helped a lot of people in their lives. But really, we think that the primary way it can be used is as an intervention to help reverse these underlying dysfunctions. And for most people, their high blood pressure, their high cholesterol, their weight gain, particularly around their belly, those are the result of insulin resistance. So we take blood work. Everyone that works with us know that we start with a blood work assessment to see if there's an underlying insulin resistant element that needs to be reversed. How long does the ketogenic intervention last? How long do we go very low carb and transition our diet to a high healthy fat diet? Well, it depends. It can be anywhere from 1 to 6 months. 6 months, if someone's been a diabetic for like a long-term diabetic, they may need to stay in ketosis for a very long time. However, if you're pre-diabetic or if you're mildly insulin resistant, oftentimes I've seen up 3 weeks to 5 weeks, that about a month is enough time to make a significant impact on that insulin resistance. So how do we accomplish disease reversal? Well, we've got to change the way our metabolism is working. So much of the American diet, so much of what we've gotten used to eating is processed and refined sugars and carbohydrates in a way that's it's such a high proportion of our diet that it's actually breaking our metabolism's ability to use all of the energy we're giving it. So the specific, there's too much sugar, and sugar it causes us to release that hormone insulin to manage and to sort of deal with and juggle all that sugar. And if you've got too much sugar, you're going to end up with too much insulin, which is going to break your body's ability to use its energy. So we've got to switch people's metabolism from sugar over to fat and give their body time to rest. And instead of being flooded with sugar, we pull the sugar out of the diet for a little bit. And then in this process, we've got to sort of rebuild the metabolism and oftentimes kind of speed up the metabolism just by allowing healthy behaviors, getting into some exercise and movement, increasing your motor. Basically, a lot of times people come to us when they need to go in this disease reversal phase. Their energy is low, they're not sleeping well, they're not getting good exercise. Just in general, people feel blah. We got to kind of just rebuild, set a schedule, set some time for you to begin to feel a little bit better, and for some hope to really kind of establish itself. And then oftentimes in a disease reversal phase, depending on how significant that disease is, we might incorporate a little bit of fasting, which is a temporary, it could be 24 hours or it could be a couple of days eating a very low amount of food, which just really allows the body to purge itself from the sugar and to kind of rest and reset. So, what are the signs of a successful disease reversal phase? We should see someone's blood work improve immediately. That creeping elevated glucose or high cholesterol or very high insulin, those things should begin to improve. Honestly, they're going to improve on day one if we do this appropriately. They should show significant improvement again around 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Um, you should see a good amount of weight loss if somebody's successfully doing this disease reversal phase, but not always. We'll talk about when that could be possible. And people should be eating mostly a whole food diet. You could eat a ketogenic diet where you're eating high fat, low carb, but if you're eating a lot of processed foods and bad fats, you may actually not be doing that much good for yourself. We've just got to kind of make sure that people are eating good food. And then you should see your energy kind of increase as your body's changing its energy system, as you're kind of cleaning away some of that excess fat, dumping some of that excess sugar. You should start to feel a little bit lighter, a little bit leaner. And then, biofeedback is the term for how your hunger, energy, exercise, sleep, those things should begin to kind of improve as well. Your life should get better when you go into this disease reversal phase rather than worse. It should feel better, and you should be able to point to several signs and say, hey, this is working for me. So some warning signs. If your blood work isn't moving, maybe we are letting some carbs slip in. Maybe we're having you eat too much food. Maybe we're having you not eat enough food. If there's no weight loss, or if there's really fast weight loss, that could be a warning sign. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be losing weight to have. If you're not losing weight, we'd investigate. If you're unable to eat enough food, like if you're only able to eat very meager amounts of calories in this phase, you could be slowing down your metabolism in such a way that's not going to allow you to be successful. And then, like I said earlier, if your diet's a lot of processed foods, if you're not eating enough protein, and if your life isn't getting better, if you're not feeling better, we need to kind of troubleshoot that and figure out what's going on. So that is the disease reversal phase for now. Up next, we've got maybe my favorite phase. It's called the reverse diet. Then following that, we will go into the diet phase and then a recovery phase. The reverse diet is kind of focused on muscle building and reestablishing a good, strong baseline. And then the diet phase is obviously about fat loss. And phase 4 recovery is about how can we just rest from the progress you've made and allow your life to restore some balance and to create a little bit more time for you. So I look forward to diving into all those here pretty soon. And for a step one at understanding how we'd like to help you transform your metabolism for the rest of your life.